Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of shapes.io. Today we are going to spend... Whoops, that's not what we want to do. Spend all of our time not on the physical layer, where we are watching now, but on the wires layer. Oh look, there's some things over there. Because we are going to start building a machine that will make all of these shapes automatically. Last time we were here, we massively increased our blueprint production. That's these 4 lines here on the right that we got going. And today we are going to at least build out the wiring for a machine that can make anything. So we need a space to do that. Whoops, just looking. Is anything coming from this top corner up here? Doesn't seem like it. Like everything is stopped. That green is going and that red is going. I don't know where to. To yellow. Oh, because there's a rubbish bin there. So possibly there is nothing else going through there. That'll stop. So green has stopped, red will probably stop in a second. These have stopped. Okay, so I think we can delete all of this. Yeah, all of that is stopped. Delete. Yes. Okay, and then going to come into the wires layer, and so the current thing that's being produced by or desired by the hub is output on this port here. So we can take it out. Let's take it out to there. We definitely don't want those old wires in the way. What is this? So that is actually something. Can't mess with that. At least not in this episode. We can work up here, so we'll just work upwards, but then we can replicate it down. Okay, so in here, we've got all these wire gadgets that we haven't used before. The one we're going to use is this one, the virtual processor, which can cut anything on the wires layer, can rotate on the wires layer, stack things on the wires layer, paint things on the wires layer, and unstack things on the wires layer. So, whoops. So we can put this unstacker here with the input that we've got coming in here, and it outputs the top layer at the top and then everything else in the bottom. So that's what the help says here. Extract the topmost layer to the right, which in our case is the top, and outputs everything else to the bottom. So now we've got 2 one-layer shapes to make, but we can't really make a shape. Just, can we take anything out of there? I wonder what that does. One of these is a display. This one is a display. Okay, so that isn't actually a thing. I wasn't sure. As I was saying, we can take these out and then separate into the 4 quadrants that we're looking for. And with that, we're using more virtual processing. We want the virtual cutter, first of all. So we'll give ourselves a little bit of space. And that cuts it much like the regular cutter into 2 halves. And then what we can do, you probably guessed it, is rotate those and cut them again. So now we've got the 4 quadrants that we're looking for. The best thing about that is we know how to make one of these little corners. Alright, but we need to split up each of these corners. So with that, we want the... which one is it? virtually paints a shape. One of these lets you... Oh, here we go, shape analyzer. Analyze the top right quadrant of the lowest layer of the shape. So if we put that here on this one, because it's already in the top right, it gives us squares and white. However, if we were to put it down here, it gives us nothing. And I just realized how this actually works. So we don't need to do all that cutting up and whatnot. We can, let's go shape analyzer. I won't put one here, just to show you what happens when we get there. So let's go up there. We need to bring our wires in, but we will need to rotate some of these as we're going. If we rotate it on this like main path, then everything will be rotated going up. So that's good. Now the issue we can't have them too apart is if we try and do this, they'll interfere with each other. So we actually need a like 3 size gap there so that we can get everything out, okay? Which is part of the reason why I left an extra gap down here. But this portion, we can do this. So now we've got this upper blue square. The next one is the white square, then the blue circle, then another white square. Now I can hear you saying, okay, great, but what am I going to do with that? Well, let's bring all of this up here. So we're going to aggregate everything to the top. And now we can see we're going to start getting in the way of some of the things we had before. Oops. So let us just check and make sure none of that is being used. Doesn't look like it. Delete. Is anything over here being used? Those squares are. Okay, so we've got to be careful there. But we can definitely delete all of this. It's going nowhere. Done. And that bit. Okay, so we still see nothing on the physical layer, but on our virtual layer we've got all of this stuff down here. And in hindsight, we probably should have put it out to the left so we can keep building out this way. So let's just do that. We'll copy this, we'll rotate it all. We can actually move it a little bit closer. No, we can't do that. We do need that gap there. Of course. Why would I think we wouldn't? Yes. Okay, so we've still got the same outputs, just collected slightly differently now. We'll have to remember that. Okay, bring all of these out again. This is the slow part. Bam. Bam. Okay. So here's all of our outputs. Now you might remember a couple of episodes ago we built, was it down here? Where did we build it? I forget where we built it. Don't tell me it was part of this thing I just deleted. That would be very silly and very annoying. Oh, here we go, colors. Oh, it's way down over there. I wonder why I couldn't find it. So we want to take, well, all of this that we've got here. So these 4 colors, these 2 shapes, and then 4 shapes, then these 4 shapes and these, well, it's actually 7 colors. Oh, so those ones will be used for the the top layer, and these ones down here for the bottom layer. Unfortunately, they're in the wrong spot for the top layer. So we need to get them up here somewhere. And the way we're going to do that is we're just going to put a little rebalancer on the end of all of these. Just so that each of the lines has equal priority. And then we're just going to drag them all up there. There's no other way to do it. And it will be a whole lot of paint. What have we got? 2 lines for each color, and there's 7 colors, and then 2 lines for each shape corner, and there's 4 of those. Maybe we'll leave a little gap there. No, I don't want to do that. Okay, like so, and then up here. I mean, we're just trying to get everything around the corner and it's taking forever. Around the corner. Around the corner. And the last one come up to here. Okay, now we need to get all of those lines. Let's build it over here. So we'll just take them essentially straight up. I'm gonna put a line across there just to help me designate. Oh, we can't zoom out that far. It stops drawing. That's a little annoying. Okay, we can do it at that line. Let's do this. I don't know how far we're going. Let's stop here. Is that far enough? It is. And then these, we all have to take up to just past that line. I really need to learn exactly okay, so this is as far zoomed out as we can be. Okay, let's do that. And there'll be many, many, many additional that it can store on this line. Clear this out so we've got a little space there. Wow, we went a little bit too far. Okay, so I'll probably skip ahead here because this doesn't get any more interesting than drawing these lines up. I'll be back in a sec. There we go. The 4th line of the last shape is put in. They'll appear up here eventually. One thing I was thinking as I was doing this is, even though there's a lot of storage down here and a lot of capacity along the line here, it would be nice if we could buffer them at this end as well. So we're just going to put additional storage up here. And we'll rebalance all of the outputs as well. Done. So they'll keep filling up. But as they're filling up, they'll slowly empty this down here, but these will keep getting filled up. Wow, look, they're going down pretty quickly. So even though we're not producing as many, nowhere near as many as we'll need for these that we could use, we've shifted production away from where it's made, so we can hopefully easily add more. Now, look at this, we've got all the things on here, I forgot they had them on there. Now what we want to do is come back into our wires layer, which is all the way over here. we want to get... Let's just start with the shapes first. So that one's a shape. This one will be a shape, shape, and shape. I think that's right. Yep. What we want to do is to be able to extract the 4 shapes that we'll need. So once again, we have to pull these wires all the way over to the left. I don't know how far we have to go. Oh look, that's about right. You know what? That'll do. We're going to worry about the colors later, but the logic will be the same. I just had an idea as well. I don't know if it will work. So I can't. That would have made that other part so much easier. If we just come to here. And say copy. Oh. I think that's the right spot. I've literally got no idea. Okay, that was not as clever as it initially seemed. But it did get the other 2 lines in super fast. Okay, now what we want to do is, each of these has a shape. We want to select which of these we want to go with one of these. But it means breaking up each of these 2 outputs essentially into 4. And we'll use like each side for 2 of them. Now, how we'll do that is we'll have 4 here, then some gap, 4 here, some gap. But I'm not going to build all of them at once because I don't remember how much space we need. Okay, we do want this. We want the input splitter. So maybe we can do this. Again, we'll give ourselves plenty of space. Don't need that marking line anymore. But then we want a filter. And we don't want it to go to the trash because we don't want to waste them. We just want it to block. But that looks like we'll need 2 wide. How can we fit them a little bit tighter? We can if we do it like this. And put in little tunnels across here. So that can go to there, there, and there. Oops. Okay, so we definitely can do this with a single gap. That's good that we can have it so compact. Now how can we get things out? So this is definitely going to need a tunnel to there. Probably all of them will. So let's just do that to be safe, because these will need tunnels left to right. Okay, that one won't quite reach. Okay, so they're still going to go through there, okay? These ones here, we can do this and then put our input splits in. So we've got nothing coming through there. But if we take this input line here, I'm going to take it back a little bit. Do we need to? Probably don't need to. I won't. I'll leave it where it is now. So we'll hook that up there. But this shape, it's not a square. And that is a square. So why is that? So it's not recognizing that it's the same, like the same piece. I wonder if that means we need to, like, it's coming out here as square, whether we need to adjust it to be just the part that it is, like that top left corner is where we were keeping. So if we say, again, we're gonna virtually cut, which gives us these, then we can, they're all in here. It confuses me so much. Rotate, virtually cut again, like that, to give that top left corner. Now, did that. So that started sending them through. Excellent. So we're going to need that little bit of logic on these other lines as well. But they're going to get in each other's way, which is a little annoying. Don't need that part. And we also can't move it left. And I don't want to split them up. We're gonna have to. So this one here, let me select you please. It's going to have to sit like that. But they will interfere there. So that one we really need way down there. Let's just... I don't know what this is doing. I see what we're gonna do. We just need to separate them out a little bit more. Ta-da! So we're gonna need one there, and one there. Okay, get rid of all of this. And then our, like, de-splitter part. Analyzer. No, it was another cutter. Whoops. This one, I'll get it eventually. We'll go there, there, and there. So they can hook up. They can hook up. Like that. And then we need to rotate each of these. So that's back in here. Rotate. So now we're just getting that top left piece. And how do we choose which one over here? Well, we connect that one input to all of these. So they all get fed the same thing. And we've got some upgrades we can do. So of all of these, they're all at the same level. Let us pick cutting, rotating, and stacking. Because that's generally where we want to have things go a little bit faster. And all of that lets us produce whatever is needed for that one corner. And we can do even better than that. because this one, we can combine them. So outside, it just looks like we've got something coming in, but then it selects the right output. And all of this we can copy to there. Unfortunately, this is interfering now. So we'll need to just like zoop around. That's okay. But how, so that, all we just got to do is just replicate this bit. So we want, this first one was a little different, but the rest of them should be the same. Does the long tunnel reach all the way up there? It does. In that case, what? Let's just do this. They can go through. They don't need to go through. And we don't need those bits of tunnels. They can just connect in directly. Because it's only feeding two halves. And all of this logic we will use for the next piece. Just like that. So now we're selecting the next corner. What we do want to do, however, is you'll notice that they're both coming out orientated the same way. We want to come back over here and check. So this is a blue square. So this is the one we want on the bottom right. Is that what Shape Analyzer says it does? It says the top right quadrant. Oh, that's this one. I'm looking at a rotated piece. So top right and then top left. So we're going around, counter rotating it clockwise. So this one we actually want on the top right. So we can just put a little cheeky rotate in there to get that top right, top left, and all of this logic we can just duplicate again up here. We've got to shift it one to the left to get everything to line up. And we are good to go. We won't actually shift it one to the left. What we'll do is move our inputs across a little bit. And then all of this, we take from, like, skip the, well, that skips a fair amount. We won't do that. No, we want to not cut. I said copy. Okay, we can do that and then just come back in here and delete these that we don't want. And again, we've got a whole bunch of messed up wires and things. So I think on our wires layer, we will have to come back here a little bit more. So this one will have to go, that can go there. That one can go there. And this one can come here. Okay, like so. And then this line can go here. We'll connect them all in. Done. So now we've got the 4 shapes. We do need this one to rotate more, and then this one to rotate as well. So this one will be a 180 rotation, and this one a 90-degree rotation, the opposite direction. So that's square bottom left, circle bottom right. Well, they're all squares except for that circle, which I'm saying is the bottom right. If we come back over here, we've got square, square. Circle. Okay, I'm confused now. Did I just get the rotation the wrong way? $90, 0. I did just get the rotation the wrong way. Okay, so that is our 4 parts of the shape now. And what we can do is, much like we've done many times before, stack them together. Okay, so how much space will we need for doing this? Oh, these don't need a gap between them, at least as we're organizing them. We do want 4 stacking, so let's do this as 2, like stack, and then that output gets stacked with the other one. So we're going to have one line, we want our input splitters, we'll give ourselves some space like this. We want a stack, we want tunnel straight. Okay, so that's 1/2. And then that half, we're going to want to tunnel for the next section. So we can do this again. Come around to there. And we want to make sure these kind of vaguely line up without us needing to do lots of rearranging later. Oops. So let's just offset that by 1. And then we can go tunnel, tunnel, split, split, and then here stack again with tunnel, tunnel to give us the shape we are looking for. So we can see it over there. I forgot we could look at it over there. And so all of this is just to make that top layer shape. There's a little bit, oops. A little bit of logic to do that, but it's all fairly straightforward. So this is our stacking mechanism. We do want to collect them. I think we want to collect them down this way. Now can we, okay, so we can't fit them any closer than 3 by 3. That's okay. How many of these do we need? We stack at a rate of 2 per second. So does that mean we need 8? I'm hesitant to put a storage, to put a rubbish bin here, because I don't want to waste any of these. So at 40. Okay, so we're going back down again. Yep, so I do think we need 8 of them. So hopefully that will bring us up to a full belt at 16 worth. Or 16.1, whatever our speed is. 16.39 is our speed. Okay, so we're going back down again. I think that is because this line here, it has to feed 2 halves. That's okay. We will tolerate that for now. So that's again something we'll have to come back to and duplicate more of these. But they'll keep going their thing. Now all of this logic we need to repeat for the colors. And the process is exactly the same, just we're choosing between 7 colors rather than 8 colors. Nothing too complex there, just that's how we're doing it. But all of these we can bring up to here. Feels so slow. Partly because there's just so many of them. Okay, and let's give ourselves space. So we'll start up like up here. And that's where we're going to have our first color split. So we'll do that. But this logic of fitting them like this is going to stay the same. So all of these we'll bring up. And then we need to get them across to the right here, which will be putting these in. And these are all going to need long... They won't all need long tunnels. I'm going to use long tunnels though, just because it looks nicer for me. Now that one won't actually reach. So it's going to need to go like that, and then this yellow can have its own little special tunnel. This one didn't reach either. There we go. Now they all reach. And we've got to take this logic here up to there. Right, this was all at the top, so we'll fit it over there. And then how many more do we need? 3 more. So I think 3. Just trying to line these up. Yeah, that's the right way. And they all go in like so. All of these have to come out. And then we'll collect them up at the end. But we need to know what color we actually want. And the same logic that we used here, we will have to use up here. And just for consistency, we're going to keep them in the same order. But how do we get them to cross? Well, there are these crossing items. This guy down here. That lets them cross without interfering. 3, and then the 4th one. This blue is for the bottom color. Off we go to the left. What does the blue wire do? I've never seen the blue wire before. Transfer signals could be items. Differently colored wires do not... Oh wow, that's new. So we could put them like side by side. Oh man, that wasn't there the last time I played with wires. That's gonna make it way easier. We don't want blue ones though. We're still working with green ones. Okay, so we can do that and then connect these up here. and we'll see on our output we get green because that bottom, our top right hand corner is green. And then this logic, once again, we copy up for the second color, and then the third one, and then the fourth one. So let's go copy. I'm just going to give ourselves a little space here again. These don't need to keep going through though now. We can terminate them. There we go. So I said we needed those crossover things. We probably didn't need those crossover things. But it would mean rewiring the whole blue, like the whole line blue, which I'm not too keen on doing. Okay, so we can come to there. Let's get all these hooked up. And you can see the second one, white, it's already had white start coming through. But we do need the other two halves of colors up at the top. So let's get them organized. It will mean, can we long tunnel across that gap? We can't. In that case, let's just short tunnel across each of the halves. Well, this one, a little bit special. There we go. Lucky last one. And red doesn't need any tunnel because there's nothing out there. Okay, let's drag them up. And this one doesn't need that either. It can just go around the corner. So you can see making this to produce any shape is not trivial. But it literally makes any shape. So we're not trying to do this in any form of optimal manner, just trying to get it to work. So there are ways of doing this to make it way more compact. That's not what we're trying to do here. Now, all of this, if we move these one to the right, like we did before, we can take all of this again up to there. I'm gonna go copy, paste. We don't need these between lines now, so we can get rid of that. And here, oops, missed one. All of this. All of this, that one, and this one. But again, they don't know where they're going, what colors they need. We have to tell them. So we'll get this end here hooked up. We'll do it the opposite way this time. Bam, 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 whoops. Bam, bam. You will sit at that level. And let's go. Going left. Keeping going left, 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 left. Oops. Done. And we'll take this one back to the right. There we go. And you can see immediately it started turning out white pieces that it wants. Now, how do we take these 4 colors that it selected for us? That's like, I don't know where we won't go down, just in case. We'll just go across. But this one we can bring down. This one we can bring down, and this one we can bring down. We need to get those 4 colors onto here. And the way we're going to do that is, you guessed it, with the 4 painter. Now, it needs a whole lot of inputs. I don't know how much space we're going to need here, but each of these is going to need a gap. Like so. And then from there, we can, I've lost it here. We line up on this end maybe, since this is the bottom. We go there, and we say they go around the corner here. Oop, that one doesn't need a tunnel. Our input here does need a tunnel. Then we need to get it actually going in. And let's have them coming out, going down. We want to collect that way. No power. And I don't know exactly which order these go in on. That's part of the issue. And because these are like a lot of the same color, it's not really going to help. I guess what we could do, just to test it out, is, where's our button? Here's a button. Oh, you gotta go that way. So we've only got the top going now. So the top one is the top right, which is blue. So that was this one here. That line there is bottom right. So we need... Whoops. None of that. We needed that one to go there. This next one we can leave where it was. This one is going to move as if it's like the other blue one. Okay, let's just trash here. Okay, now let's get the second one going. So the second one is bottom right. And this white here belongs to the top selection. And the top selection is bottom right. Okay, that's good. There's just a bit of work to go through here to make sure they're all hooked up the right way. We'll get them out of the way. Then we've got bottom left with that next one. That's good. And then lastly, this should be top left. Wait, no, the white ones are around the wrong way. The white ones are around the wrong way. White you go there. Okay. Done and done. Now this, just gonna copy it up one, because we need to get our input splits in here for all the shapes. And I didn't even copy everything as far as we had to go. Done like that. Okay. So now those top 5 rows we can copy. Let's go 3, 4. So those big painters paint at 8 a second. Probably don't need 4 then. We do need a way for them to all operate. So we're just going to have a little button down here for now. It won't work in the long run, but it works for now. So here we go, we're producing that shape. Excellent. And all of that is to produce layer 1. So we need to replicate all of this logic for layer 2. Now part of the reason we made so many blueprints is because we can do this now. Select all of this and say copy. So 20,000 blueprints to paste this down here. It's pretty compact. I'm surprised how compact I made it. And let's again give ourselves some space. There's no need to be squashed. And we will put it there. That seems pretty good. And so the way these were connected up, remember? The left 8 were paint. Oh, the left 7 triplets. Oh, 7 pairs were paint. The right 4 pairs were pieces. Now it doesn't matter because of the way we've set these up if we have them coming in the exact same order or not. All that matters is we've got pieces going into pieces. And paints going into paints. And we're not trying to like in the same pair because they go through a whatchamacallit here. Another storage bucket. We're not trying to fit the same, like different shapes into the same input. That just won't work. So we can get all of our shapes over here. Like so. Then we need to get our paint up to there. Now unfortunately, this is the edge line. The tunnel does not reach that far. So we're gonna have to go halfway and then retunnel the rest. Which means this is going to need to be tunneled. But now we're going to have an issue here. So we're going to tunnel there as well. So just to get everything crossing each other properly. Whoops. Okay, there we go. That corner spike shape will be thinking, what have I done? All the other lines get to go through perfectly straight and I've got these tunnels I get to go through. Maybe they like tunnels, I don't know. You can see them continuing to pile out to the right there. So filling up these storage buckets now. Now we need to get our paint over there. And again, we can just bring them in the same way we have done so many times before. Paint. At least we're not going anywhere near as far this time. Which does make it a little bit faster. Okay, oh, white's the one that gets the special tunnel. I mean, white's the one that's harder to make, so maybe that makes sense. Okay, they can come in there. This can come to here. Okay, 2 more. There, this one. And this one. Done, so that will start filling all of these up with paints. Again, we need all our wiring logic down here. We don't really want to rebuild it all. So we're going to come into our wires layer and go copy. All of this is over here. We'll get it lined up as best we can. That looks right. Paste. Done. Now we just need to get our signals. Why is that bit blue? Do I have accidentally got a blue bit up here? I do accidentally have a blue bit up here. Look, they're not, it's complaining. There we go. But we do need to get all of the inputs here. And to do that, we're going to come back over here to where we are working out everything for our first layer. I'm going to take all of this, copy, move it down, we'll give ourselves space, paste, and bam. So now everything is set up for the second layer in the same order as the first layer. It just means we gotta connect all of the end bits together. Let's go, oops, we're already as far zoomed out as we could be. We gotta go this way a bit. We should check we don't interfere with anything up here though. I don't think there's anything on our wires layer, no. And this one is going to come into the first, like a top here. Done. And we're going to keep going back and forward and get them all sorted out. Here we go. Number 2. Number 3. Oops, why is this one decide it wants to go that way? There we go, that's better. Number 3, here we go. Let's go across and then down a bit. There we go. Some of these wires are pretty long. I guess these ones are a bit longer than the first one. The first one had a lot of physical movement of stuff. Getting all the colors and whatnot up to the top. Whereas this one we're doing the work a bit closer to our production area. But we need to get our signals down there for what to do. There we go, look at that, we got more upgrades we can do. We'll head in there in a second. It's So once we connect this up, this one starts moving. We don't need a storage thing there. And we can see we've got circle, circle, square, like a spike bit. Circle, circle, square, spike bit. And all white. Really all white. Huh. There you go. But they're not painting because they're not getting a painting signal. Okay, so this is our second layer output. Maybe we should put some labels here. Layer 2. And all of this we can call layer 1. But we do need to connect them together. We've got to stack these on top of each other.